Hello my little witchy cat followers. Today is a charm pull for Monday the 6th of November 2023. As always, for my YouTube witchy cats, click the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you enjoy it. And for all my witchy cat rumblers, click the thumbs up and the follow button. So let's get started. So today's the charm pull. See what we get. Give them a good shake. Straighten the cloth a bit. So okay. There we go, put them up there. So, today's first charm. Let's have a look. Ooh. Oops, it's an aeroplane. So, there we go. Ah, right. This is not just a normal jet, it is a Spitfire, or the old-fashioned one with what's underneath it. But it is a plane. I feel this is to do with the Remembrance Sunday coming up. All our military. I think it's to do with remembering to be respectful to those that died for us, basically. They passed so we could have this option of living and living a free life. A lot of countries are getting it very wrong at the minute with things, very, very wrong. Yes, I really think that the plane is for soaring off into the sky, putting all our worries and everything behind us. But at the same time, it is also for remembrance of those who went before us, those who died for us. And today's people, military people, because they don't get thanks. They're not looked after when they come out, are they? It's a very big word for Monday. Big word for Monday coming up. Discombobulated society, aren't we? We're quite happy for these men to go off and face horrors, be killed, all in the name of land and free will and protection from other people. They see some horrific things, don't they? These gentlemen and ladies, they see some truly, truly horrific things. And when they come home, what help do they get? Hardly any. They are homeless. I understand some people can't be cooped up because of it, but there is nothing made for them. They are retired from the armies. They get nothing. They get a pension, that's it. They don't get... I'm being told they get more help now than they ever used to, but it's still not enough, is it? These people should be really respected and really, really not revered, but respected and understood more. And we're not. We have no respect really for it, do we? We like to think we do. We go around and say thank you for your service and things like that, but do we actually mean it? Are we actually thankful for what they've done for us, what they've given up for us, for the horrors they've seen that's forever stuck in their brains and can never leave? I remembered seeing an article and it showed a lad's eyes just before he joined the army. Then it showed you him after basic. Then it showed you him a year in, and then it showed you him 2 years in, and then it showed you him 5 years in. And the difference, how his face altered, but it was his eyes. Oh, he went in, his eyes were so bright, so healthy looking, cheerful and full of hope and everything. And by the time they took the final one, you could see him changing, and they was just so tired. They were so battered, and he aged. The poor lad aged in 5 years. He truly aged. But his eyes had aged the most. The way he was looking at the world, you could tell, was totally different. And you could see through the photo range of how much his eyes had altered. That piece has always stuck with me. I do think we're not thankful enough for our armies. I do think they are a necessary need. People go, oh, we should all be peaceful. There'll never be full peace. Never, because people's personalities don't allow that. And the earth is a learning plane after all. So there will never be full peace, but we can have a lot more peace than we've got, can't we? If we all do a bit better. If we all put a better step forward, we can, and better thoughts forward, because thoughts are living things. So if we put better thoughts forward, then that is it. But I do feel this is a lot to do with the conflict overseas as well. It's not just to do with holidays. Holidays are nice, but I do feel this is to do with the 11th of the 11th coming up, and also it's to do with conflict abroad. This is to do with conflict abroad. It's quite horrific with what's going off. I'm not going to go any further into that because that is not what I do. There is plenty of other people that will be putting their 2 pence forward on that. I am not one of them people. All that I will say is it's not good. People could do better. People can do better. And as always, I will be sending healing out to both sides, like I do with Moscow, with Ukraine and Russia, because both mums are losing the sons no matter what, aren't they? Mothers are losing the children on both sides through people dictating. Oh, it's not the vein I was hoping to go in today, but it's the vein we're having. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, something's going into a tailspin. They're making me spin the charm. They're making me spin it. Something's going into a tailspin. Tail spinning down, they're not going to be able to pull out of it. I don't know whether this is to do with what's going off in other countries or whether it's to do with what's going off in somebody's life. But there's either situations that are going into tailspins or somebody is going into a tailspin about something. Anything else on this charm, please? It can be pulled out of. The tailspin can be pulled out of. That's unusual. Once a plane enters tailspin, it's very hard for a plane to pull back out. But they show me the plane can be pulled back out of the tailspin. So whatever's going off, it can be pulled out of. We'll leave that one there, I think. Ooh la la, the Eiffel Tower. Doo, doo, doo. I think this, come on then. Oh, we're going for that again. Right. I want to go on record as saying I'm not happy about how the vein of this is going, but I've been told I've got to carry on. So, the Parisian is to go with, let's be honest, the French are going through quite a rough time at the minute, aren't they? There's lots of upheaval going on in France, and the old ways that they dealt with it, with the riots, aren't working as they was. They're not working, and they're having to find new ways. Then of course there's a bed bugs situation going on. The one thing I'm being shown is the Eiffel Tower standing tall, forged out of steel. It's standing tall, it's firmly grounded. It has to be really, doesn't it, for something of that size, but its foundations are deep. It runs very deep, and with the depth that it runs, it's staying. It's not going to be toppled. People think it's going to be toppled over, but it's not. It's staying where it is. It stands tall, it stands majestic, and it overlooks everything. It's gone through so much in the world, and it's still standing, and it'll carry on going through everything else. And it's just a reminder that no matter what goes off in the world, you have to stand proud and tall. No matter what goes off in your world, you are to stand proud, you are to stand tall, and you will weather it. Because the Eiffel Tower has weathered it. Just because it's made out of steel doesn't mean to say that it can't buckle. All it needs is a direct hit with something and it will buckle and bend and twist. It hasn't. It stands tall and proud. And this is what more people need to do, stand tall and proud, because that's what it's about. That's what life is. No matter what is hit you, what goes off with you, what flies in, what flies into you, you need to stand tall and stand proud. And it's also, it's this thing of fighting, because the French fight for what they want, don't they? They go and riot, they, you name it, they'll do it. Obviously that's not working, the rioting, but they still fight for what they want. And it's about it's about standing tall and standing for what is right and correct. Oh, I've got the owl again. Mr. Owl. So for the owl, I'm getting wisdom and knowledge and learning. A lot of people are not reading on the subjects they need to read. They are not doing their homework. A lot of people are just entering situations without doing due diligence. They are not looking at what they need to look at. They are not reading up on what they need to look at. They are just flying in. They're just flying in, and that's not allowed. You need to do the knowledge. You need to get your knowledge. You need to be able to, you can't just fly in and say something, fly off. You need to be able to stand in your knowledge, that you stand tall in your knowledge, stand proud in your knowledge. No just flying in and flying out. You've got to stand in your knowledge. You've got to be wise and know when to say things and when not to say things. You've got to be a wise old owl. You've got to know when to discuss things, when not to discuss things. The owl's very important, very, very important. It's all about timing with him. I'm being shown a clock with this owl. The owl is about your due diligence. You've got to research everything, and you've got to stand in your knowledge, because some people are going to question your knowledge. They are going to question you, and if you stand proud in your knowledge, then they can't question a thing, because what you're saying is right and what you're saying is correct. So you need to stand proud in this knowledge. So somebody's got to hit the books or hit Google and learn, look up subjects and learn. I think that goes for everybody at the minute, actually. I think this subject's for everybody, that we all need to look upon and learn on, and then that helps us stand fast. Knowledge helps us stand fast. It helps us not be swayed. It helps our roots grow deeper. So yeah, what's this one? Do you know, I'm not sure whether that's a bee or what is a bee. Bee, what's a bee? Buzzy, buzzy bee. The bees become a symbol of hope and survival from one of the bombings over in the UK. The bee is an emblem used for it. So bees are everywhere at the minute, but we've also got to take care of the bees in nature, because we're taking away what they use. We're taking away the plants that they feed off. We're just turning everything synthetic because we can't be bothered. This is about, it's a hope, it's a symbol for hope, but what hope are we actually giving the real life bees if we're taking away their habitats? And because everything's not nice and neat anymore, and it's not all plasticky synthetic like fake grass and Things like that. Yes, it's easier to manage, easier to control, but what's the animal supposed to do that feed off that grass and that lawn? What are they supposed to do? They can't do anything, can they? And this is what it's about. You can leave a bit of your area wild. You can actually get a tub and put wildflowers in it. You can have just a couple of tubs in your back garden that are the wildflowers that the bees need, and put them in it. I have lavender. We've got quite a few patches of lavender outside, and the bees are around all year long with the lavender. We've got a couple of other plants as well that the bees mosey on round very happily. So we do our bit for it by having these particular flowers. So you can do them, like I said, in tubs. You don't have to have them planted into the ground. You can plant tubs with the flowers for the bees. The bees need to be protected, and for the protection, we're going back to knowledge. Knowledge protects you. You get your knowledge and you're going to get your protection, because the bees are about protection. We need to protect the bees and the bees are for survival. We need to have the knowledge. By having your knowledge, you are protecting yourself and people around you. It helps you stand firm in what you need to stand firm in. And it's not a case of just flying around by the seat of your pants. You've got your knowledge to back you up. And this leads us to the pentagram. Those Wiccan and Wicca amongst us know that it's a symbol of protection. The pentagram is actually a symbol of protection. So we're coming into protection again. We're coming into protection, survival, knowledge, all these things. It's about protection. You need to protect yourself. People need to protect themselves more. You can do this by asking Archangel Lord Michael to protect you. You can do his Lord Michael prayer. If you wish to know it, I'm happy to put it in the comments below. But yeah, you need to do the protection, or you can just Google it. It's all about the protection. We need to protect ourselves. Knowledge is protection. Knowledge is protection. It truly, truly is. It truly, truly protects you all the way. And it gives you deep roots, knowledge. The further you research and the deeper your roots get in that knowledge, and the more steadfast you are. And that gives you the protection when you're talking to people about this. The pentagram's also about all the elements. You've got air, you've got earth, you've got water, you've got fire, and you've got spirit. That's what the pentagram is for. All the elements. All these elements together are what are around us daily. Not just our birth star signs, daily we encounter these things. We breathe the air, we ground into the earth. The fire keeps us warm, the water keeps us cleansed and hydrated, and spirit protects us. So it's all about protection, very much about knowledge and protection, this reading. And don't be scared of the pentagram. Research the knowledge on it. If the pentagram scares you, research the knowledge on it, and you'll be very surprised about it. So do you know what? I'm going to leave that there. So as always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And don't forget to click the thumbs up and the subscribe bell, or click the follow. Speak to you later. Bye.